Hey guys, Gretchen here. I know it's late, but you know when you just have something that you really want to share and no time like the present, right? So tonight I just wanted to jump on real fast and talk to you guys about mindset for a moment because, well, I'll get to a story in a minute, but mindset is truly everything. And there's a lot of talk these days, I feel like, about personal development. And if some of you are like me, or at least I was about a year ago, when people started talking personal development or PD to me, I ran for the hills. I really thought that PD was something for broken people and the kind of people who needed groups, you know what I mean, right? And I did not think that was me, and I wanted absolutely nothing to do with it. But here's the thing, personal development is not to fix something that's broken. I think a better way to think of it is personal development is a way, I think we're all living inside a box. And for many of us like me, my box was really, really small. And it had these, it had these walls going up, and I could not see out of my box to save my life, right? Because my mindset was small, and I couldn't look up to see what was possible or to even start imagining better things because I was stuck in this little box. And I think the thing with personal development is it helps us raise out of that box, and you just get that little glimpse of looking around and saying, hey, like, oh my goodness, I never dreamed this was possible. I never, even had the framework to imagine this. And I think that's what personal development can do for us. So, and it kind of reminds me of yesterday. My oldest and I, we were in the car, and we're just, the other kids were in the back, and she was sitting up front, and we're just kind of chit-chatting, and she goes, Mom, back, towards the end of school, there were some pretty mean kids, and they told me that if something were to happen to me, that you and Dad wouldn't mind because you had 3 other kids. And first of all, it broke my heart, and the mama bear in me came out, and I just wanted to know these kids' names and go tie them up by their shoestrings. But after I took a breath or two, I just kind of, again, mindset. If that's where these kids' mindset is, that's very unfortunate, but there's nothing I can do. So I wanted to work on changing my daughter's mindset and giving her a different glimpse, helping her come up out of her box, right? And so I started telling her a phenomenon that I think all of us moms, all of us parents with multiple kids know, right? And that's with each child that you are blessed enough to welcome into your home, God, instead of giving you kind of like one bucket of love is kind of how I thought about it. Instead of just giving you one bucket and like, hey, here's your family, here's your bucket of love, good luck. And if you have a whole bunch of kids, you're just going to divide that bucket up. Or if you only have one, hey, that's a lucky kid because they get the whole bucket. That's not at all how it works, right? I mean, when I was pregnant when we had our oldest and I was pregnant with our second, I remember fretting and telling my husband and my sister that I had no idea what I was going to do when this baby was born, because there was no way that I was going to love this second baby as much as my first. Because again, it's the mindset. I was living down here, and I couldn't imagine what it was like to be a mom of 2 kids, and I couldn't see that there was going to be this additional bucket of love coming, right? I was stuck down here in my little mindset thinking, oh my gosh, I've got one bucket to divide. And of course, that's not what happens. Our son was born, and I got this whole new supply, I guess, or love bucket to just shower upon him. And here we are 4 kids later, and with every kid the love just keeps multiplying. It doesn't get divided. And I think that's the exact same thing with our personal development. As we start working on ourselves and expanding our mindset, it just starts snowballing. The more that we're able to take ourselves up out of our little box and look around and see things, I was at a conference recently, and one of the speakers said, God put a dream in your heart for a reason. And I think, at least in my experience, that until I was doing personal development and I was able to kind of lift myself up out of my box and start envisioning a bigger and better life and bigger and bolder dreams, I couldn't even listen to God's call or to the dreams that he put in my heart, because I just couldn't imagine them. Just like I couldn't imagine that, you know, more love coming with the birth of our son and with our subsequent children. So I know this is something I'm kind of fired up. This is something I'm pretty passionate about, but I want to challenge you guys that, you know, don't think of personal development as something that's for like the broken people, right? It is something for the smart people. It is something for the people who are trying to lift themselves up and just get a glimpse out there of what is possible. And I don't care if you are an executive of some corporation, if you are a stay-at-home mom, if you are, you know, a college kid, if you are still in school. It doesn't matter where you are in your life. Even my kids, I hound them. I mean, I don't have them reading personal development books, right? But throughout the day and the stuff that we have around our house and the things that we talk about, I try to get into their heads of thinking bigger and helping them lift themselves out. So with that, I want to end with one of my favorite mentors of all time, Zig Ziglar. And he has this fabulous quote, and I'm going to read it to you because I don't want to mess it up, right? And he says, you are what you are and where you are because of what has gone into your mind. You can change what you are and where you are by changing what goes into your mind. So with that, I hope you guys have a very wonderful evening. Thank you so much for checking in. Make sure you check back, because in the next day or two, I am going to share with you guys some of my favorite tools for changing my mindset and helping me lift out of my box that was sheltering me and keeping me stuck for so long. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it, and have a very blessed day. Take care.